Hello, we are back. I know we took a little break from the YouTube channel. As I said, November and May will be our breaks because in November I was just crazy busy and there was no way I was going to be able to record anything. We are back. It is December. Yes, a little late in December, but I'm excited to be back and recording. This is a wrap-up episode, and this is going to be kind of titled a little differently because it's wrapping up November, but also the first week in December. And I might be repeating a little bit when it comes to the December wrap-up video. But I'm going to be talking about everything I completed in November/first week in December. I also will be talking about a drama I actually completed at the end of October. But at the time that I recorded the video, I had not actually completed the drama yet, and I didn't want to review it and then not have finished it. So I am excited to be back. We are going to be releasing YouTube videos as we always do, unless something happens every week. Hopefully, if this is your first time coming across the NoSleep4Dramas podcast, we do podcasts, we do videos, we do shorts, we do everything talking about Asian dramas. I review dramas. I talk about everything I'm watching, everything I completed. In the future, I'll talk about everything I'm excited for. We talk about all the stuff here, so please like, share, subscribe, comment what you finished in November, anything you want to do with this video. But I'm excited to be back. Let's get right into it. As I said, I'm going to review a drama I completed in October. And the whole point of the break in November was I was going to get stuff off my current watch list. And I think I pretty much did. And so I also am going to talk about what I dropped in November in this video because that is clearing off my current watch list. I don't usually talk about things I dropped in these videos, but I will talk about what I dropped. First things first, though, let's review what I completed in October, the last drama, and that is the Chinese drama Mobius. I completed this in the last week of October after I had recorded the video. I gave Mobius an 8 out of 10. This is a Chinese drama that you can watch on iQIYI. Overall, it's a very solid crime drama, but I've seen better. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but I've seen better. I love the time travel concept, but if you are going into this drama thinking it's going to be Reset Season 2 because Bai Jingting stars in both, don't, because it's completely different. The whole time travel thing works differently. Don't do it. Do yourself a favor and come in with open expectations because you won't like this drama if you think it's going to be a Reset Season 2. I did think the time travel concept was a little messy in Mobius. It had a lot of loose threads and unanswered questions at the end, in my opinion. The action scenes were fantastic. I would love to see Bai Jingting do more action scenes, whether that's historical or modern dramas. The acting was good, but some cast members definitely acted better than others, aka I did not like the female lead's acting in this drama. Also, speaking of the female lead, I did not like the romance. I feel like the romance was really forced with Mobius, and I did not think it was needed to even be there. I wish they had just stuck with being friends or work colleagues. I read somewhere that they might have switched either, I think it was screenwriters halfway through, and so it seemed like the second screenwriter forced a romance into this story. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it definitely came off that way. It also just was a little too long as well. It could have cut off a couple episodes, and I think be fine. If you want a more in-depth review of this drama, I did one with the drama trio on the Tea and Soju podcast. You can go over to that YouTube channel or wherever you listen to podcasts and listen to that review. But that was Mobius. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and that is the last drama that I completed in October. So let's move into what I completed in November specifically. As I said, I was trying to clear off my current watch list. So these are things that are pretty much not new. I've talked about it many times on my YouTube channel because they were on my current watch list for way too long, but I completed them. First up is the Japanese drama Usotoki Rhetoric. I gave this an 8 out of 10. I was watching it on Viki. If you are a Sherlock Holmes fan, you will love this. You will love this drama. Love the main duo. I love the found family. It had a variety of cases. Some were better than others, but they were interesting. I love the food shots because the main duo lives next door to a restaurant. So and they were both foodies. So you got a lot of food shots, a lot of scenes of them eating. Do not watch this drama hungry. That for one. I wish I got more background on some of the side characters, and I also like that they didn't push a romance with the leads. They could have, there was potential, but I'm glad they didn't really push that, and it was just them getting to know each other and to work together and find that good dynamic between the two. So I do like that. 8 out of 10. That was Usotoki Rhetoric. Next thing that I finished that I should have completed a while ago, a Calm Sea and Beautiful Days with You. That is the title. I also watched this on Viki. This is cute. This is a cute, low angst romance drama. Sometimes it was a little too sweet for me. Basically, I sometimes cringed at some of the scenes, but I think that was a me problem. I think a person who loved romance dramas will love this and not cringe at that. Loved both of the couples and how the relationship progressed. It was hilarious. I found myself laughing a lot, especially because the main couple, the two leads, were very awkward. It produced some hilarious scenes. A lot of the time it was the inner thoughts of both of these two characters reacting to something that had just happened and their facial expressions acting those inner thoughts out. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love the found family in this as well. In my opinion, I will say it kind of abruptly ended. I was watching it and then it ended and I was like, wait, that's it? That's the end? I don't know. I wasn't expecting that it would just abruptly end. I don't know really what I was expecting. It wasn't a cliffhanger or anything. It just ended, and I was like, oh, it's done. Okay. I rated this Japanese drama, A Calm Sea and Beautiful Days with You, an 8.5 out of 10. Next, I'm going to talk about an American movie, which I normally don't talk about English-speaking shows a lot on this channel. Here or there, you'll hear me talk about them. I'm going to talk about the new Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. This is an American movie. It will be out on Netflix December 12th, but I was able to see it in theaters over Thanksgiving weekend because it was out in theaters for like 3 days. I've seen all of the other Knives Out movies, and I've loved the Knives Out series, so I was very excited to go and see this. By far, I think this is my favorite of the trio. It's like this one, the first one, and then the second one is the last in my ranking. Great casting and acting, in my opinion. So many twists and turns, which made it fun and engaging. I definitely knew who the bad guy was early on, but I didn't know how the crime played out. And I think they hid that well. I'm not going to obviously spoil anything, but really, really good writing with this drama. The cast also was really good. The acting was really good. The minute I saw the cast, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Daniel Craig was ever so charming with his character. I loved his character in this, in all of them, really. The movie was just so entertaining, and I highly recommend you check it out when it comes to Netflix this month, especially if you're already a fan of the Knives Out franchise. You can't go wrong with this one. So I rank this a 10 out of 10. It is a must-see, in my opinion. Another thing that I completed is the Chinese drama Medical Examiner Dr. Chin Mind Reader. I watched this on Viki. As we know, in 2025, I've been trying to watch all of this series, and I'm so close. I have one drama, which I'm currently watching, and 2 movies, and then I'm done with this series, and then I will be doing a podcast episode and video about it in 2026. For Medical Examiner Dr. Chen Mind Reader, this is a solid entry in this series. It's not amazing, perfect, whatever, 10 out of 10, but it's solid. It's a good addition to this. I rated this an 8 out of 10. It is a prequel, which I liked a lot. I loved the bromance. It had more comedy in it than I assumed it was going to be, which I don't know why I assumed there wasn't going to be comedy, because other dramas in this franchise have had comedy in it. Like The Found Family a lot, but The Found Family, in my opinion, could have been better. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. None of the attempted romances worked for me. None of them. There were 3 attempted romances, and I just couldn't get into any of them. If I had to pick one that was my favorite, it was the older couple, the older medical examiner and the captain, I think she was the captain, they were like a divorced couple who had to work together again. They still didn't really work for me, but they at least had a little more of an interesting dynamic than the other two couples. I also think the contribution of me not getting into the romances is some of the acting was really stiff in my opinion, especially with the female lead. So if I did not like the female lead and her acting, I couldn't get into her romance either. Now, the male lead also had stiff acting, but that was his character. Like, he was playing his character. His character was stiff. I didn't mind his acting because that played into his character, whereas she was just stiff. I don't know. Which is weird because I've seen this actress in other dramas and I've liked her in other dramas. So I don't really understand why she didn't work for me in this role, but she didn't. I didn't like any of the romance. I thought some of the acting was a little stiff. It is still a solid, good crime drama, though. Trigger warning for gore, because this is a newer drama of the medical examiner Dr. Chin series, you do see more when it comes to autopsies and the scenes at the crime scenes and everything. So I'm just going to say trigger warning for gore. 8 out of 10, solid addition to the series for sure. All right, so that is everything I completed in November. Now we're going to go into plus sums. I'm releasing this on December 10th, which means I had a whole first week of December to complete some things. And so I want to talk about High Potential Season 1. This is also an American show I completed. I probably will re-talk about this in the December wrap-up because I'll probably forget I talked about it in this video. But in June or July, my friend made me click play on this because she knew I would probably like it. So I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes and then it kind of just sat there. And I was like, I need to finish season 1. I knew I wasn't going to start season 2 until it's done in February, but I needed to at least finish season 1. And I'm glad I did. I binged this in 2 days. It's a very easy binge. Reminded me of like old school crime shows like Bones. Has that same vibe, and I love it. I love it. Main duo, great chemistry and banter. Loved them together. The crimes are interesting. I love the female lead. She's quirky. She has a high IQ, so she's interesting to listen to and see how she lives her life. I love her family dynamic. I entered this show thinking like, oh, okay, the female lead is chaos. She's going to have a really, really crazy family dynamic. And I might not like this because I don't like when you have baby daddy issues and things like that, unless it's dramatized like that. This is not the case. Her family dynamic is so cool. She has such a healthy relationship with, I think, her baby daddy or her ex-boyfriend. I'm really not sure. I can't remember. But she has a child with this man, and they have a very healthy relationship. And then she has a crazy other romance backstory that I'm not going to talk about because it's spoilers and I don't want to do spoilers. But a whole mystery in season 1 is having to do with her first ex. And I say ex lightly because he wasn't an ex. But anyway, I don't want to reveal anything. Anyway, her whole family dynamic is just so healthy. She has 3 kids. They all have a healthy conversation. Like I trust her with conversation stuff, wide range of ages because she has an IQ. Some of her other kids have high IQ. Very interesting family dynamic. And I loved watching her family dynamic and how that played out in the show just as much as I liked watching what she did at the police station and with her found family at the police station too. I'm really curious how all of these romantic exes or romantic storylines are going to play out in season 2, especially because she kind of had a thing with a coworker. He was like a janitor within the police station, but also she and her partner have such great chemistry, so I wouldn't be mad if they had a romantic storyline in future seasons. We'll have to wait and see because her partner is chronically single the entire season 1. So we'll have to wait and see. I also would not mind seeing the side characters have more stories. There's this other duo cop in her same unit who I would love to see them be romantic together because they have great chemistry too. The captain, I would love to see her have a romantic storyline. I'll have to wait and see, but they're great. I would like more storylines with them. Found family, like you have a mixed found family with her own family, and then it's the found family of the cops coming over to her house and maybe helping her out with the kids, or them kind of helping her navigate life in general with these crimes. The found family is great in this show as well. So I had a lot of fun, and I'm sad that it took me so long to watch this. 10 out of 10. I loved High Potential season 1. So that is everything I completed in November slash October slash December while I was on my break, basically. All right, so because I was using November to clear off my current watch list, I'm going to also talk about all the dramas I dropped because they were on my current watch list and now they're not. So I dropped 3 dramas in November and then 1 drama in that first week of December. So I'm going to talk about all 4 of them. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Love in Pavilion. This is a Chinese drama on iQIYI. This one hurt to drop. I think this was my hardest to drop because I wanted to like it so much because I love the 2 leads. I think they're fantastic actresses, and I wanted to cheer them on. And the genre shansha also usually works for me. And for some reason, something just was not clicking. Something was not working with this. So I watched like another 10 episodes or something, and I'm just like, I can't watch this anymore. So I ultimately dropped it, and it hurt. It hurt to drop. It hurt a lot. Next one I dropped was Lover or Stranger. This is an older Chinese drama. I was watching it on Viki. Victoria Song's character did me in. She was annoying as hell. She was annoying so much, and I couldn't stand her character. I think I watched the first 10 episodes or something. I also figured out the ending. I guessed the ending. I looked it up to spoil myself, and I guessed it correctly. And so I kind of got bored too, where I already knew the mystery. I already knew what had happened. So why continue? But I looked it up because I was 100% sure I had already guessed it. I never would have looked it up and spoiled myself if I wasn't sure. And so with those 2 combinations, I dropped Lover or Stranger. Last one I dropped in November was First Lady. This was an on-air Korean drama I was watching on Viki. I got spoiled on the ending. I think I'd only watched the first 2 episodes. And so I got spoiled on the ending, and I also had people commenting, hey, the last episode is really bad. Like, you don't want to watch it. And so I watched a couple more episodes, seeing if I was like, okay, do I want to finish this? Is it going to get as crazy makjang as I thought it would? And ultimately, I was liking like 2 things in the entire story, and it was not enough for me to continue. So I dropped this as well. And then in the last drama I dropped in the first week of December. That was Miss Incognito. This one also kind of hurt to drop. I was watching this on Viki. I watched another 4 episodes, I think. I was almost halfway, if not a little over halfway of this drama. And I know people are maybe going to be like, well, if you're already halfway, why not finish it? I love the first 2 episodes. I love them. I was like, oh, this is my jam. I'm going to watch this. I love it. It's great. And then when the K-drama hit the middle part, when they're in the village, and it's turned from a crime thriller drama to a slice of life drama, I lost interest. There is a reason why I say slice of life is not for me, and I do not gravitate towards dramas that are slice of life. So ultimately, when this drama had 4 episodes of slice of life, I was like, I can't. That tonal shift was too much. I couldn't do it. Even though I knew eventually the crime thriller genre was going to come back, I couldn't hold out. I couldn't do it. And I also just didn't care about a lot of the characters. Most of the townspeople I didn't care about. The female lead, fantastic. The actress playing the female lead, great. I loved her. Male lead, I loved him. I loved his cute kid. I loved their dynamic together. I liked the lawyer. I cared about him. I liked her eccentric roommate slash maid slash kind of friend who showed up in the village. That's all who I cared about. That's everybody who I cared about. Everybody else, I didn't really care. So the fact that it kind of turned it into you have to care about all these village people, I didn't really see the reason why. Ultimately, I dropped Miss Incognito after watching 4 or 5 other episodes, and thus I cleared my current watch list, and that was the goal of November. That is everything that I completed in November, and let me know in the comments, what did you complete? Did you drop anything? Are you looking forward to anything in December? I will see you in the next video. Bye!